I'm Steve, another video. If you hold the camera a little bit further away, camera person. I've brought an assistant today. We're going to the Isle of Sheppey and we're about to go across the bridge here. If you show the viewers the bridge, please. So this is the new Sheppey crossing bridge. It was opened in 2006. It's 1.3 kilometres long, it's 21 metres wide, and it's 35 metres above the height of the river, or the swale, the estuary below it. Camera back to me, please. I don't know whether this is going to work. So we're coming to the Isle of Sheppey. We're going to do possibly 2 videos today. We've got 4 places to visit. One of them is a really nice place I've been to before, so I'm looking forward to that. The other 3 I've never been to. This bridge, say, opened in 2006, and it replaced the old King's Ferry Bridge, which is a vertical lift bridge. The problem with it was that it had the road and rail links on it, and they give priority to the river traffic. So several times a day the bridge would lift and it would cause huge traffic jams, and the congestion got worse and worse. So say they built this to replace it. It's quite impressive. If we go back to here, you can see it's quite a big old thing. So come along today, let's see what we can find at these locations. I say it might be 2 videos, so we'll get back to you in a second. Thank you very much. So we've arrived at Barton Point Country Park. We'll see what this sound is like with all this wind going on. It's quite windy here, and you'll see we'll spin around in a second. It's quite open here, but it's a lovely spot. Don't tell everybody where it is because it's nice and quiet. I've been here a few times before. I'm just going to refer to my notes again, sorry. It's about 40 acres. There's a saltwater lake. If we come around this way, you can see the lake. There's a Boathouse Cafe. There's a sculpture trail. I'm going to do it this way. A sculpture trail. A 9-hole pitch and putt course. There's a miniature railway. There's loads of stuff. The cafe's worth mentioning, and we're going to go back and talk about that a little bit more later. Adventure playground. And there is a registered ancient monument on this site as well. So there's quite a lot to see and do here actually. As I say, I really like this place. It's nice and flat, and it's on the Isle of Sheppey. So we're going to do a little wander around. I'll show you some of the sculptures on the sculpture trail. Let's come back to this in a bit. It's a bit blowy here today, it's quite open, but we're on the nature trail and it goes around the edge of the lake. Unfortunately, you can't do a full circuit of the lake. There's not a loop, which is a bit of a shame. So what you have to do instead is, walk out, turn around and come back. This may have been one of the information boards at some point in the past, who knows, but yeah, it's in better days obviously. But yeah, it's quite blowy. Hopefully you can still hear me. It is blowy, it is getting cold today. Hundreds of you watching the videos have asked about the buff, which I love to wear. And it's such a cool and trendy fashion accessory, obviously. So my favourite is this, where first of all, you've got to turn it inside out. If you can raise the camera up a little bit, please. I'm just going to come in closer. It's my lovely camera assistant with me today, who's going to remain nameless. They know who they are, but you'll have to guess. So you turn it inside out. I'm going to make a real mess of this now with videoing it. And I love it when they do these in the stores and you see those slick videos and they move from one to the other, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that. Right, so I give it a couple of twists and then fold one half over the other and then slip that over my head. It just keeps my ears warm. See, doesn't that look cool? You're liking that, aren't you? Back in a second. We're going to find out a little bit more about the Boathouse Cafe. It's going to be a favourite moment of mine. Catch you in a minute. So you can actually camp at Barton Point Coastal Park. So if we just spin around a little bit, you can see the sea wall. So you're a couple of minutes walk from the beach. There's loads of open space here for flying kites, having picnics, and that sort of thing. You can camp here from April till September, depending on the ground conditions. It's £15 a night. There's no electric hookup, but just behind this green container here there is toilet and shower block, so you've got all the basic needs here. I would say if you're camping in a tent, going to bring some extra guy lines because it is quite blowy on a day like today, so make sure everything's tied down nicely. It's £15 a night. That's not too bad, is it? We're going to move on back to the Boathouse Cafe, and that's where you pay for your camping fees if you're going to camp. Follow me. One of the other attractions they've got at the Barton Point Coastal Park, I keep saying that now, and it's the country park I think, is a miniature railway. So there's a little miniature railway track here. Check out the signs and the cool artwork. And they've also got a model flying club here, so there's a field where they can fly model aeroplanes as well. So they've got a track here. You can see it goes round in a little loop. I don't know how often this is open. It's run by enthusiasts, so it's probably not 7 days a week. Well, I know it's not 7 days a week because it's not open today. But it's just another little thing that they can add to the list.
12:30 to 4:30.
My camera lady's saying it runs on Sundays, 12:30 to 4:30. There you go. Always one for information. Cool. Let's go back to the lake. Right, let's talk about the history at Barton Point Country Park for a second. So the backstory to this that you're looking at the moment is that in the 1600s, the Dutch attacked the Sheerness Royal Navy Dockyard, which is behind the camera. After that, they built a defensive flooded ditch to try and protect against more land-based attacks coming from behind the docks. This isn't what you're looking at now. That was called the Sheerness Line and was about a kilometre closer to the dockyard than what you're seeing here. But in 1860, there was a commission done on the defence of the UK, and the result of that was they said that the Sheerness Dockyard needed further defensive works. And so this ditch was dug. Ditch is a little bit grander than a ditch, isn't it? But this was completed in 1868. It's called the Queensborough Lines. Now it's about 15 to 17 metres wide, varies, and the earth bank on the far side is built out of shingle and it's about 2 metres high. It was completed in 1868, and in June 2012 it was declared an ancient monument and listed as an ancient monument. The only thing we found lacking here today at the country park really is an information board or something. It would be nice to know what this is if you came and didn't know. Clearly, you know, it could be a canal or something, but actually it's, say, defence works for the dockyard. Let's just check my notes. I think I've told you the main points here. The most recent addition around here really is the addition of this footbridge, which you're going to see, and this was added in June 2021, so that the local residents could access the park and all the facilities in the park. It still lets the swans swim underneath. So yeah, it's quite impressive. I imagine back in 1868, of course, this would have all been dug by hand. 3.5 kilometres long, let's say 15 to 17 metres wide. So it's quite impressive. It's getting very blowy here today. So we're going to head back. Got a little bit more to tell you about the lake, so we're going to go back to the lake, and then finally we're going to finish in the cafe, or finish around the cafe anyway. It's quite interesting, isn't it? I'm going to go for a walk. Right, the wind's really getting up here today now. This lake is great for sailing, canoeing, probably windsurfing today, and paddleboarding. You can also bring your own gear here, and there's a £5 launch fee to launch your own craft. No motorised craft are allowed. It's worth ringing to check for availability before you come. But it's been a nice place. It's quite a safe place to be able to practice because it's like secluded. It's boxed in all sides, so you can't really get lost and go anywhere and get blown away. You can also do crabbing here and fishing. They don't like you leaving the crabbing lines unattended in case it tangles up the swans, but the crabbing and the fishing bait again is also available from the Boathouse Cafe. We can see that over my shoulder. I think it feels like the time to go and check out the quality of their tea, don't you think? Let's follow me. After all that talk about building up the Boathouse Cafe, We did go to the cafe and had an excellent mug of tea, a really superb mug of proper English tea, but it was wet and windy, so we stayed inside and didn't end up videoing anything. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm showing you some photos now from today and from a previous trip. The cafe really is the centre point for Barton Point Coastal Park. It's where you come to get your licences for the fishing and the camping, and you buy all your bait and that sort of thing. But the food here is really good. Everything from tea and cake, paninis, sandwiches, all-day breakfast, through to a Sunday roast. It's open 7 days of the week from February to October, so really worth coming down and having a visit. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you the next time. Thanks for watching.